Nana Akufo-Addo of the New Patriotic Party has swept 81.1% of the total valid votes cast by superdelegates of the New Patriotic Party to elect 5 out of the 7 candidates. Now, he has therefore qualified alongside Alan Kyerematen, who placed second with 7.9%. He was also closely followed by Addai Nimo, Joe Gate, Kofi Osei-Ameyaw to contest the flag bearer position of the New Patriotic Party to lead the party into the 2016 elections.
Everyone who was connected with this special voting, especially the Electoral Commission, the security services, and on top of all, our gallant delegates. I think, having been around the country, the conduct of this special voting has been very admirable, and I want to go through the results once again. Candidate number 1, Kofi Kunadu Apreku, had 10 votes. Candidate number 2, Stephen Asamoah Boateng, had 13 votes. Candidate number 3, Francis Addai Nimo, had 22 votes. Candidate number 4, Kofi Osei-Ameyaw, had 16 votes. Candidate number 5, Alan John Kyerematen, had 59 votes. Candidate number 6, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, had 598 votes. Candidate number 7, Joe Gate, had 22. And so I'll give you the percentages in the ranking order. Nana Addo Akufo-Addo had 80.81%. Alan Kyerematen had 7.97%. Francis Addai Nimo had 2.97%. Joe Gate 2.97%. Stephen Asamoah Boateng 1.75%. And Dr. Kofi Kunadu Apreku 1.35%. So as per our constitution, the two who are out for the remainder of the contest are Dr. Kofi Kunadu Apreku and Stephen Asamoah Boateng. So, as our constitution determines for us, the 5 that are allowed to continue for the contest, the main contest, are Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, Alan Kyerematen, Francis Addai Nimo, Joe Gate, and Kofi Osei-Ameyaw. Thank you very much for your patience.
And we stay with the New Patriotic Party now. We've been joined on the line by Bosman Asare. He is a senior lecturer at the University of Ghana. Dr. Bosman Asare, I beg your pardon now. Good afternoon, sir, and thank you very much for your time. Does the results that have just been mentioned clearly state the thinking pattern of the New Patriotic Party?
Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon to your viewers. I think it generally does something like that. It has really sent a signal that the people have given the mandate to Nana Akufo-Addo, so they should expect him to be able to lead the party, particularly to victory in 2016.
What do you make of the school of thought or the arguments that are making the rounds that the party should just, by popular acclamation, allow Nana Akufo-Addo to lead them to the 2016 elections, whereby they wouldn't have to hold the October elections?
I think it makes a lot of sense, but one must also be conscious of the party's constitution. If the party's fundamental law allows such a system to be in place, whereby all the other candidates can decide that they are no longer going to contest Nana Akufo-Addo and that he should be acclaimed the presidential candidate of the political party, I think it will even bode well for the NPP as a party. Or looking at it critically, by going through another process, you are going to spend a lot of money. And this is a party that has been in opposition for the past 7 years or so, since 2008, almost 6 years now. So you really want to make sure that the resources you have, you put it in the best use possible. So I should think that the party is going to consider something like that. And I also expect the other candidates to know that this is something they are not really going to make an impact. So if they want to have a future in the politics of the NPP, they should consider doing something like that.
Are you suggesting that it is not possible that any of the other contestants could beat Nana Akufo-Addo when they go for the bigger Congress?
No, I think it's not going to be possible because these super delegates are a fair reflection of the other voters, the 120,000 or so who are going to vote that October. So if these people have made it very clear, in elections we have something we call mandates. Anytime somebody wins by 50% and above, it clearly sends a signal that the people are telling you that they don't like you. This is the person they like. This is the person they want him to lead. So I think the people have made their choice. And these are the senior people in the party, people who really understand the contours of democratic governance, politics, and public management. And they have stated that the 80% of them believe that Nana Akufo-Addo is the guy to go. So I think any other person who will try to unseat him, you are just going to waste your money.
Right. From your standpoint, what do you say about the fact that such huge gap in the voting results holds for the future of the New Patriotic Party? Because it seems Nana Akufo-Addo and the other contestants were quite popular. They have been in the forefront of politics for the New Patriotic Party. But to have gone to the polls and to have lost by this margin, if Akufo-Addo maybe after 2016 decides not to run or steps down, what then happens to the future of NPP in terms of a leader?
So that's why I made the point that if any of them really wants to have a future in the politics of the NPP, the best thing for them to do is to rescind their decision, support Nana Akufo-Addo, do whatever is possible, whatever is within their means to make sure that he can ascend the highest office of the land. Because until they do that, the party will still see them as people who are trying to subvert the actions of the party. Because look at Mr. Lanchamate, very popular, has been a minister of trade, Ghana's ambassador to the US, has done a lot of things, AU Trade Commissioner, etc., and still couldn't get about 10%. So that alone sends a signal to him that the people are saying that at this time you are not the choice of us. We want this same person who started the business some many years ago and has not been able to get the job, that we want to give him perhaps the final chance. So I think that all of them should get to the discussion table and understand that if they are thinking about their party coming into office, it's not going to revolve around any of them. It's Nana Akufo-Addo, the choice of the people. So they should just fall in line, kowtow in that direction and support his candidature. And I think if they can do that, looking at the performance of the sitting administration, the signs are very clear that NPP is in the pole position. If they can put their house in order, they can win the next election.
So you would advise that at least the leadership of the party call the other four contestants and, jaw with them by telling them to concede?
Yes, certainly, because at times, as a political party, your interest should override the interest of certain individuals or certain elements within the party. And as NPP, what is their main objective? I think they want to win the 2016 presidential election and perhaps the parliamentary. So how do you do it as a party? The way to do it is to make sure that you crack the whip on certain individuals whose actions will undermine that particular bigger ambition. So I think that the party should be